brown, and orange, you don't matter.
Let this be a reminder to you all that this organization will not tolerate failure.
Well, buddy boy, I want you to get excited here.
With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield.
Okay, listen up, people. I'm gonna turn you clowns into a football team.
To the best fans, the most patient fans in the league, the Browns are going to win.
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Right, boys and girls, here we are. Kevin! We got some new digs here, baby. We got some new digs.
We finally moved out of your mom's basement.
We did. Now look, we're gonna
fancy.
We're gonna start this off on a high note because it's gonna go down real quick. So we're gonna be happy about this, okay?
We're working on it.
We're working on some things. Also, there might be a few issues with the stream. I'm not sure on YouTube. We're looking into it. We understand there might be some technical issues. We're still working some things out here.
Our IT department is on it as we
IT
speak.
department is working on it. That's great. I love those guys. They're really good at their jobs.
So at some point it'll probably get turned off and turned back on again.
Cool. That's how we fix everything in broadcasting.
Exactly.
That works. Okay, good. We are up on Twitter though. I just made a note on Facebook that we're up on Twitter. So
Allegedly
up on Twitter.
for sure.
We don't know. But in any event, look, we got a new table. We got more room.
This is
You
cozy.
got Big Mike right behind you.
We gotta have Big Mike.
Big Mike right
Big
over
Mike's a
your
requirement.
shoulder. Big Mike right over you.
Which is kind of weird to have you looking over my shoulder.
Oh no,
all
you
the
should
time,
be used to
but-
that now. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now we're not done yet either. We've got some more stuff coming. I've got some more. See this blank canvas right here? We're gonna have all kinds of cool stuff. We're adding another camera, so we might sound a little tin canny right now too.
Little tin
Tin
I
canny.
do hear a little tin
I do hear a little tin canny. That's gonna bug me, but I haven't got the acoustic foam yet. We're progressing. It's week 5, baby.
It is.
I'm telling you, by the time game 16 rolls around, we're gonna be there.
I will say this: we are progressing better than the Browns are.
Why would you automatically just go right onto it? You're just gonna go right into it.
That was my segue for you.
That was your segue?
That was the setup.
All right. Well, listen.
No, we don't like this.
Wow. Hold on. I guess I was wrong. Holy cow!
Can you just for the sake of posterity, can we get you to say that one more time?
I was wrong. Just so very, very wrong.
We're going to put that on the soundboard.
It was as opposite of what I called as it could possibly be. We literally did the inverse of my prediction.
Yes.
We didn't destroy them.
No.
We got destroyed. We didn't embarrass them. We got embarrassed.
Yep.
And we didn't... I guess we did make a statement.
You scored points.
But it's not the statement that we wanted to make. Obviously, it's an incredibly disappointing game. I remarked it's right when it got started. I'm like, whoa, can we get a do-over?
It got out of control really quick.
Real fast. It happened hella fast.
It really took 3 plays, and that game was...
There were 2 different sequences that tilted the entire game completely in San Francisco's favor. I mean, listen... I'm disappointed. Obviously, I'm incredibly disappointed. Again, I'm not... And listen, I'm going to make a real controversial point, I guess. I don't know. Some people might not like this, but I'm going to say it, and I'm not going to back down from it because it's the truth, and it irritates me greatly.
Okay.
Cleveland, specifically the Browns, have some real shitty fans. Really, really shitty fans. And it's upsetting to me because it never used to be like that. Let me explain to you why we are where we are, Kevin. Come with me as I spin my yarn.
Let me pull up my little cozy chair.
We had one of the greatest franchises in all of football. We had a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great fan base. An incredibly smart, knowledgeable,
Loyal.
passionate, we're still loyal. We still, listen, we still sell out that stadium. We did it for 20 years of suck, we sold that stadium
true.
out every Sunday. We're definitely still loyal. The problem is, we had something that was great, and it was taken away from us. And in its place, we got this pet cemetery version of what used to be the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
And we've been dealing with that for the last 20 years. And as a result of it, and the suck that came with it, the 2 decades of putrid play, we devolved as a fan base. We've attacked and zombified each other, cannibalized each other, because all we could do is argue and mire in this constantly, and we've gotten to a point now where we're so conditioned as a fan base to just, oh, woe is me, and Chicken Little, the sky is falling constantly, and it drives me effing crazy. I'm not going to drop the F-bomb on the show, okay? But it does. It drives me crazy. I cannot, I know I can. But I can't deal with it, and I wish our fans were better because it drives me crazy. Again, we're doing this roller coaster right now, and Freddie Kitchens said after the game that he doesn't want this. He doesn't want this to be a roller coaster season. He doesn't want this to be an up and down team. Well, that's what you got right now, Freddie.
Right.
And you're going to need to find a way to fix that and address it because this fan base is honestly just going to lose itself. Because last week we were riding high after being way, way down the week before. Everybody was, oh, the season's over and Baker sucks and blah, 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 blah. Then we go out and we stomp the Ravens and everybody's high again. Everybody's happy. Everything's going good. Now we're right back to, oh my God, Baker's terrible and Kitchens needs to go and the season's over, this team's garbage, blah, blah. Listen, people, I'm not going down that road. I'm not that person who's going to be doing that. We could be talking about a lot of things right now, but we can't be talking about how terrible this team is and how everything's over. It's week 5.
Yeah.
We're 2-3. We get a win against Seattle next week. We're back to 500, and everything is right back to where it was. We talked about and have been talking about what an incredibly tough stretch this is for the Browns.
Right.
Now, we got embarrassed yesterday.
Yes.
Embarrassed. And I don't like seeing that. I know none of you like seeing it. But I'm going to look at it as a positive and a teachable moment. I'm going to look at it as, hey, I think it's another step for a young team. They need to have a moment like they need the embarrassment. We hung with the Rams. We probably should have won that game, but we lost. Teachable moment. This one, we got pantsed on national television. This one stings. This one stings really, really bad. And people are just going, if you want to get off the bandwagon, then get off. Get off. Get off and stay off. But be a grown-up. Let's start breaking things down and seeing exactly what it is that we're seeing. That's where I'm at on this.
I think
chime in.
I will. The therapist is in. I think the Browns fans have some trust issues.
Of course.
Based on, as you said, the last 20 years of suck and how you got there and the team that moved down the road and all of those things. And
we're gun shy.
Yes,
We're gun shy, Kevin.
Yeah. And I see this in a lot of fan bases of teams who are in a similar position. Maybe they're on that cusp of we could be great or we could be terrible, but right now we're just kind of mediocre,
know which one it is.
and we don't know which one it is.
And it could go either way.
Exactly.
It still could go either way for us.
And just based on where we are, that to me is a lot of Gamecock football fans looking to the college side. A lot of, we beat, one team and we're the greatest team in the world. We get blown out at Missouri and we're the worst team in the world.
And it's over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell fans. I don't know exactly what to say other than to yell at them and say, if you're just going to whine and bitch and moan, then go, because I don't have time for you. I don't have time for that.
Right.
I don't want to be part of that. I, again, am still of the belief that this is a football team. We have an organization that is well led. We have a front office that is well organized. I believe in this coaching staff. I believe we are establishing a culture here, and it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Now, listen, I'm not going to give Browns fans a hard time for being impatient, because if there's anybody that deserves a winner, it's us.
And there's a difference between being okay with losing and being angry with losing and thinking the team has no hope.
Right.
Because you're not going to get anywhere. There are going to be losses. Newsflash, this is not going to be the Browns' last loss probably this season.
No, and you know what? I mean, good teams. Good teams lose football games.
Yes.
Sometimes in an embarrassing fashion. So again, this might just be. Now I don't know what's going to happen down. If we're sitting at 2-8 in a few weeks, that's a completely different situation. Now we can talk. Yeah. I'm not ready to start. Climbing up on the 480 bridge, which a lot of you people are right now. I'm telling you, you need to get off. Calm down. Have a beer. Relax. Have a beer. Have a beer. Have a beer. Cheers.
Yes.
All right, here we go, Kevin. Have a beer. Everybody relax. Calm down. Now, we're going to get into this game here for a little bit. We're going to start off with this ridiculous controversy. The Richard Sherman, Baker didn't shake my hand crap. I don't even know, number one, why he said this. Because, and we can play, if you go ahead, you can play it, let's play it. I want everybody to look at this video and look at it slowly, too. We're even going to zoom in. Here's Baker. Here's Richard Sherman. Oh, there's the handshake. You can see it quick. Now we're going to move in quickly.
There's some hugs in there.
There's some is that a handshake? Is that a pregame handshake?
Now,
It's
again,
right
Richard
here.
Sherman's not the one not even looking at him.
Right. Sherman's walking by. And now after the game, Richard Sherman says he didn't even shake my hand. That's Bush League. That's college level crap. And blast the hell out of Baker Mayfield. And then immediately, everybody in the national media picks up on this. It was the talk. It was a national talking point today because everybody's talking about how cocky and arrogant and what a piece of garbage Baker Mayfield is. They're ripping him apart, and it was crap. It was a crap thing, which leads me to another point. If I could tangent here for a moment,
Tangent away.
Why the hatred for the Browns? Like, I don't understand why so many people want to see us fail. It's like I can feel it. The entire country is reveling. Everyone loved that happened to the Browns last night. They love it.
I don't know if that they want them to fail. I think it's just the fact that in the offseason there was a lot of hype. There were big acquisitions. You had a lot of offensive tools at your disposal.
But we can't control it. They're the ones who gave all of the hype.
I'm just saying.
So now they're going to be like, we're sick of it?
They're not the only ones who gave the hype, though.
We got a little excited.
And I think that people like seeing people taken down a peg or two. I don't know why. My therapy degree doesn't cover that issue.
How many pegs did the Cleveland Browns need to be taken down? We won 5 football games in 3 years. What else? We went 0-16. We literally won no games. How much? Do you want us to give wins back to the NFL?
No, it's not. It's not that they want you to get lower. It's that they want you to realize that's your place. That's where you need to stay.
Okay,
don't try to get out of there.
Well, that's too bad, and I don't like any of those people, and I hope they get into a car accident. That's all I'm saying, And again, going back to this Richard Sherman thing, this is stupid. I've never seen some kind of controversy, and now he's walking everything back because at first he doubled down on it. He's like, it never happened, and there's so many angles of that video where clearly it happened, and now he's like, well, we just didn't like it because he walked away real fast after the coin toss. Like, what are you talking about?
You've got a game to play then.
Listen, just say that you were hyped, you're happy you kicked our ass, and move on. That's fine. You have every right to brag and talk after this game because we got waxed. We got waxed in this game, and I'm not going to begrudge him that. But you don't need to be making crap up and saying stuff that's not true. And then how other media outlets are running with this is just absolutely beyond me. That's where we are, I guess, in social media and in the world that we live in now. The fake stuff. The fake news is what gets all the run, baby. That's what gets the run, not the reality, because the reality is just completely uneventful. You saw the video. What's there? There's no controversy there. So let's make some up.
And especially when, as an NFL player, you know that there's 6 million cameras in the stadium on game day. Like, how did you think no one would have noticed that it did, in fact, actually happen? That's the part that confuses me.
And another act that was brought up, Joey Bosa planting the flag thing.
You.
Ooh, who signed up? Kathleen.
I appreciate you.
All right, hey, Kathleen Polona is joining us on the show now. Hi, Kathleen. No, I saw the flag planting. Joey Bosa. Listen, this is a tough line
I
for me
loved
to.
it.
I know you did.
See, and here's the thing: is I hate Ohio State.
I know, and this is why I have to toe the line on this one because I am a diehard Ohio State fan. So when Baker did that to us in Oklahoma, I was like, "Oh, you mother! I'm gonna freaking Baker! Are you kidding me, man?" I was so mad about that. But now that he's our guy, I'm just kind of like, I'm going to forget about that. I'm going to let that go. But Joey Bosa, who's from Ohio State, was playing for us when that happened. He's like, oh, I didn't forget this nonsense. Boom, how about right back at you? Now I'm upset about it because this is a tough one for me. Overall, listen, man, I love my Buckeyes, and Joey Bosa, come on, baby. And
I love when petty college feuds extend to the NFL.
Into the NFL. It's great, you know? I mean, I don't know what to say. I'll definitely say this. Baker Mayfield deserved it.
Yes.
And Joey Bosa absolutely deserved it because he was playing like his head was absolutely on fire.
Well, especially on that particular play when he beats a double team and basically sacks you from his knees.
Listen.
I mean, if you're going to celebrate after a play, that's the play to do it.
Well, we can get into this game now, and then the play of the offensive line was again atrocious. The play of the team all the way around was atrocious. But if we're going to start laying blame anywhere right off the bat, wow, what a turnstile at left tackle. Because Joey Bosa did whatever he wanted. Yeah. I mean, I think that he had 17 sacks in that game last night. It's got to be an NFL record.
I don't think it was quite.
He was back there.
He was.
He could have baked a cake the whole time he was back there, and it caused Baker Mayfield to just revert to some horrible things. You know, we talked in the Rams game about how he kept leaving the pocket. He was leaving clean pockets. He's running to his right. And then all of a sudden, it was like he fixed it in the Baltimore game. And we're like, oh, okay, he's stepping up. He's making throws, this and that. And then all of a sudden, it's back.
So as it turns out, that was more about Baltimore's defense than...
It certainly appears so. Yeah. Either that or I don't know. Listen, the line caved. That line was garbage the entire game.
It was pretty porous.
It was bad, and so Baker's running for his life, and there were a lot of times I thought, though, he left the pocket when he didn't need to. Mm-hmm. You know, I put out a tweet. I was like, amazing what happens. You step up into the pocket, and he fires a 30-yard rocket right to Landry. I'm like, just step up. And when he does that, we're moving the ball, and we're effective. For me, I think that I understand what one of the problems probably is. I think that we have too many weapons on this team right now. We got Hollywood Higgins back.
Yep.
We got Antonio Callaway back, who was alleged. Listen, we'll get to him in a second, everybody. I'm going to rip him completely apart in a moment. But we get him back. He's supposed to be an integral part of our offense. But
and
now you add him.
Did not appear to understand what your offense.
Now you
was.
have him to you add him to Landry. You add him to OBJ. OBJ's had 3 catches in the last 2 weeks. You can't do that.
No, exactly.
You don't want to force the ball to him, but I think that we have an embarrassment of riches. Baker drops back, and he's like, somebody's got to be open somewhere. And just work the defense. Work the ball. Understand what you're being given by that defense, and take your shots where you need them to be.
But he's got to have more time to do that.
He does need to have more time to do that. I think, again, just like in the Rams game, we had a lot of slow developing plays. I think, and we don't have that kind of time. We need, again, if we can get into a rhythm where Baker's getting rid of the ball in under 3 seconds, that's where we need to live right now because our offensive line is just not built to be able to do anything else. And
so that the national media can go back to start calling him a one-read quarterback.
Yes,
So that's the fine line that you've got, though, is the line isn't giving him enough protection for those long developing plays to make multiple reads. So either you're running quicker plays that are just going to be one-read plays.
Yes.
What makes you happy, though? You don't like either of those things.
It's not. You know what I want? I want completions and I want the chains moving. And you can put the graphic up. Let's get this Baker Cooks graphic since we're bagging on Baker right now. And listen, I'm not going to let him go. This is terrible. It's so sad. I love this graphic. It looks absolutely awful. But this is a putrid stat line. 8 of 22, 100 yards, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. I mean, he was getting hit and sacked and harassed 4 times to 13.4 passer rate. He got me -2 points on my fantasy team. -2 points.
That's impressive.
-2. It cost me 2 points to play Baker Mayfield. I lost, by the way. I
won.
I lost.
Thanks to a certain tight end playing last night.
I don't want to talk about it. But you didn't play me, so I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I mean, it's just putrid play out of him. He made a lot of poor decisions. At the same time, though, I'd like to make a really good point here.
Okay. I'm
San
ready for
Francisco
it.
has the number 1 defense in the NFL.
That's not the point I was ready for.
San Francisco has 5 first-round picks on their defensive line. You can absolutely see why they are where they are.
Right.
The Browns didn't get embarrassed because the Browns lost. That's another issue that I have with everybody. The Browns got beat by a really good football team. And that's important for everybody to not only understand, but accept. It wasn't Freddie Kitchens' fault that the 49ers have the best defense in the NFL. It wasn't, the defensive coordinator's fault, that San Francisco is undefeated and just rolling. They're running the ball down everybody's throat.
Yeah.
They're making things happen. This was a championship caliber football team.
I don't know that I would go to say championship caliber. I think they're good. I don't think they've really had that many challenges yet on their schedule.
Well, they were supposed to be last night, and it certainly looked like they weren't at all. But it was a shellacking all the way around. And and I'll get to it now, there was a couple series of events that happened. And I do want to talk about Baker Mayfield's interception too.
Okay.
Specifically, and this is where things started going awry for us.
Well, you're going to need to narrow down which interception.
I will. Oh, buddy, don't you? I'm waiting. So, they come out, listen, the false start, the penalty on our first drive, which again, the penalties creeped up. We ratcheted right back up to the top of the standings in penalties, Kevin. I know you got that graphic up there too. But the penalty, there we go. That's the North Report. We're not there yet, baby.
I know.
Here's the penalties. We got flagged on our first drive. It stalled the drive. We got a punt. We punt the ball. We give it to the Niners. Boom. First play, Mike Tyson uppercut, 83-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
What do? You get gashed. Those plays happen. Chubb just did it last week for us. But the problem is, though, we get the ball back now. And it's like, okay, that happened. What do? How do you dust yourself off? You move on from it. You want to pick yourself up. We start moving the ball down the field, and that defensive line destroyed the pocket. They rushed Baker. They rushed him into a throw, and Richard Sherman picked us off.
Oops.
So you go from giving up that big, huge run, and then you get the ball back, you want to try to make something happen, and then all of a sudden you give it right back to him. And that's devastating. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh man, this is already spinning out of control. And it was at that point too, because then they went down the field and they scored.
Right.
I mean, right.
But yet, as bad as that went, you still managed to put yourself in positions where that could have been a tie ball game going to halftime.
Oh, it absolutely could have been. And listen, we hung with them. After that, I think we kind of settled down for a little bit. We forced them into a couple punts. We were moving the ball a little bit. We got a field goal. We put some points on the board. But then all of a sudden,
your punter once again pinned them into some uncomfortable places.
The Scottish Hammer, baby. The leg on this guy. He's amazing. I hate it when I'm talking about our punter, but holy cow, that guy was sick.
Well, and I looked up some of his stats today too. Where he ranks with the NFL punters is not that impressive. But one of the things that stats never takes account for is when in the flow of a game these things happen.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. It's situational, and
Right.
situationally he's getting
pretty
it done
clutch.
for us.
Yeah.
He's getting it done. But in any event, we get the ball back. We're moving. The offense finally is firing. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, here we go. We've got everything shaken off. We're moving. We're going to go in. We're going to get this score. We're going to go into halftime, 14-10, with some momentum. And then the play happens. And Kevin, you can go ahead and roll on it because this is inexcusable in literally every way imaginable. You have got to catch that football. You have got to catch that football. And Antonio Callaway, I think that Baker was trying to force the ball into him. His first interception, he was going to Callaway as well.
Right.
And I think he was trying to work that way too much instead of paying attention what was there. This I'm not putting on Baker at all because he put that ball exactly where it needed to be. That's 6.
It was a low throw. No one else is catching it.
No.
You just can't tip it to a defender.
That is where everything turned. That's where the wheels of this game completely fell off the Browns wagon because not only do we not score there, but they get a great return on the interception, and then they go and they punch it in right before halftime.
Exactly.
And then they have the ball, which leads me to my biggest critique of Freddie Kitchens. Now, people can you listen. You can argue about his play calling. You can argue about how prepared his team is. Listen, warranted, unwarranted, whatever. Say what you want. We won the coin toss in that game, just like we did against Baltimore. And both games, we have elected to take the football on offense first. And Freddie freaking Kitchens.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you defer? You want that ball in the second half because that made a huge impact on this game. Because not only do we not score, they go in and score right before half. Now they're up.
And they get the ball back.
It's a 14-point swing.
Yep.
They get the ball back to start, and they went down and scored. That's a 21-point swing in the game in a matter of probably 6 or 7 minutes.
Right.
And it buried us.
It
At
did.
that point, you're done. Now you're chasing. We're completely out of everything that we can try to do. We're not running. We have to abandon the run game. Now Baker's just forcing the ball. He's chucking things. The defensive line of San Francisco is just mauling us. And you could see at that point, you're like, that's it. This is
Right.
this is so over. Just blow the whistle, let the clock tick down, and let's be done. But those two series of events are what completely changed this game and made it what it was.
And I thought that people would have learned after the Hasselbeck experience to, have a little kickoff hubris.
Kickoff hubris.
We want the ball, and we're going to win.
Kickoff hubris.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're
Yeah.
going to get shirts made.
Listen, you can't. To me, it's as soon as they said it, I was like, why? Go get the ball on. Get it on defense first. Get it on defense. Try to stop them. Set the tone defensively for your team, and make sure that you have the ball in the second half. You've got to make sure you've got the ball in the second half. You win that toss. It was just so impactful. I was screaming about Freddie Kitchens. I'm going to give him a hard time about that. But listen, there's no way to sugarcoat this. It was an abysmal win, or an abysmal loss.
It was not a win.
No, it was definitely not a win. There was nothing. There was no wins. I mean, Chubb ran hard, but other than that, it was a terrible game for Baker. It was a terrible game for our offense. It was a terrible game for our offensive line. It was embarrassing on national television. As the hockey coach in Letterkenny would say, it's embarrassing. But you know what? You got to let it go. You gotta let it go. When you look at penalties again, the horrible, awful penalty. You just love showing the graphics.
No,
the
that's not at all the one I was trying to pull up.
did you-
I'm still trying to get the one that's apparently broken.
Okay. Well,
The
listen, we'll
fancy
just
one.
click and show all kinds of graphics that
Yeah,
that
it's
we
fine.
don't need. The penalties need to end. We're still
Yeah.
number 2
And I will say,
in everything.
they're not as bad as the defense has cleaned up the penalties. It's
the
the
offense.
offense that's killing you now.
Well, and again, it stalled the drive to begin the game. You know, if you're going to if you're going to be so bold as to take the ball, you're going to win the coin toss and say, "Give me the ball. We want it.
Yeah.
We want to score." Then stop committing penalties that put you in third and long situations or
Right.
first and long situations that force you to punt on that drive.
Yeah.
That's what you got to knock off. So listen, I'm not jumping. I'm not jumping off the bandwagon at all. I'm not ready to. I think that it was a shellacking. I think that this is one of those things. You got to shake it off.
So here is then my question for you. You are the Browns GM. You're calling the shots. There were people, I'm not going to name names because I know you get fired up about certain media personalities.
You can say Colin Coward because he's
Maybe.
a coward, because he's a punk,
No, but
and he loves to stir the pot because he's got nothing better to do.
But he has a good point here. And take OBJ's name out of it. Maybe you don't need to trade OBJ. But
No, absolutely not.
Is it worth looking at trades to strengthen the offensive line? Because that does seem to be the real porous spot to give Baker the time he needs. Are there moves you can make this season to turn that around?
There's absolutely a trade that can be made, and I would, if I'm John Dorsey, I'm trying to make it happen right now, and that's talking to the Washington Redskins and getting Trent Williams.
Speaking of tank machines.
That's that's what I. Are you talking about the suck bowl or the tank bowl? Yeah. That's Listen, I want Trent Williams. You go to Washington and you
Is
make
it a
that trade.
one-man fix, though?
I think that man makes a big difference.
I'm-
because he's a perennial Pro Bowler. I mean, that guy's a future
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. He's like a top tier tackle. You get him. And at this point, you need to have, with the way that we've seen this offense performing, and especially the offensive line. You got to make that trade. Yeah, I think that right now, if you're John Dorsey, absolutely, you go and you start making some trades. At least explore.
Right.
Explore it. If you want to win now, if this season is you want to make things happen, you go get them.
Right.
You make it happen.
Because you have seen what Baker can do when he has time.
Yes.
When the routes have time to develop. And that's the other side of that coin. I know you go back to Kitchens and his play calling, but again, there's a possibility that he actually knows what will work if it's what will be effective if it works. But the puzzle piece that's missing is getting Baker the time needed to make those plays work. And how do you solve that puzzle?
It's something that they need to work out and get fixed real quick. But I don't know. It is what it is, Kevin. I'm not jumping. I don't think any of you should jump.
Stay off the bridge.
I'm gonna stay off the bridge, everybody. I'm gonna look forward. To next week. That's what I'm looking forward to right now. I'm looking forward to next week because this game, it's over.
It is.
This game's over. You get the sour taste out of your mouth. You know, we had what do you want? You had a team that came off a bye that was playing at home on national television. They had 2 weeks to get ready, prepared for us, and they took it to us. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, in a couple weeks, we can do the same thing to the Patriots. We're going to come off the bye to play them, but before that, we got to get to the Seattle Seahawks. But
before that, we spoiled it earlier. But your North report.
Oh, all right. We can go around the AFC North, take a look at this, because here's where we stand with everything in the AFC North. Baltimore back on top. They're there.
It's still real easy to win.
Listen, I put quarterback problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you see what happened to Mason Rudolph?
I did not. Because
he got ear-holed, and he was completely unconscious before he even hit the ground. It was a wicked hit. I don't think that it was a dirty hit, but he definitely had his eggs scrambled big time. I don't know if he's going to be able to come back this week for Pittsburgh. It would be shocking to me if he was, because he was seriously hurt.
And that opens up just a whole other world.
And now for Pittsburgh, that's wow. They're on quarterback number 3, and it's circling the bowl for them. And I really don't care. I'm sorry to hear about Mason Rudolph. I'm sorry that he's hurt. Hopefully he gets better. He's got a family, But I'm glad to see the Pittsburgh Steelers suffer. In any event, listen, Baltimore, they're back on top. They've gotten it done when we haven't.
Right.
But they're only a game ahead of us. We win.
And you've beaten them already.
We've beaten them at home. Listen, Cincinnati is friggin' putrid. They've lost to Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Arizona. Pittsburgh's... you can't... It's just... it's so terrible. They're just the doormat.
Not everybody can play Miami every week.
No, and that's the thing. Baltimore, I don't think that they're so fantastic because they've beaten Miami. They beat Arizona. They beat Pittsburgh. The teams that they've beaten are 2-11-1 combined of the teams that they've won. Yeah. And they lost to us, and we beat them rather convincingly. Yeah. So I still think that it's week 5. It's not like the season's over. We're out of this. The only thing the Browns
We're just past the quarter pole of the season.
I know you love that term. The only thing the Browns need to focus on, honestly, is winning the AFC North. Mm-hmm. They don't need to try to go 12-4. What they need to do is win the AFC North. 9-7 might get that done. Right. And that's being honest. That's being realistic. Because Baltimore is sitting here where they are, but they haven't played the teams that we've played yet. They haven't played, and we're all playing the same records. We all have to play these same teams. So the gauntlet that we're going through, they're going to have to go through as well. Yep. So, and then we're going to be playing all of these poo-poo teams, the Arizonas and the Miamis. I said poo-poo.
You did.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
So, look, I think that they're a paper tiger. Pittsburgh, listen, you're 1-5. I don't know.
And I don't see that getting
1-4. I think Pittsburgh's 1-4. They're not 1-5.
Well, you told me 1-5.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Why would anybody listen to me, man? I'm not good at this.
I just typed the numbers.
The Browns need to focus on the AFC North, win the AFC North. And we're in the playoffs, and we're still growing as a team. That's all we need to do. We need to get a win next week, though. Again, just like last week, now I think that this is a must-win game for us because we can't go back into being a 2-4 team. Mm-hmm. We need to get to 3-3. I think. Listen, this is another top-tier team. This is a top-tier team. So here's going to be my keys for the game. Baker has got to step up in the pocket. This running, this scrambling. Listen, I know that the line is caving around on him. I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it that he's being skittish. You got to stand in there. You've got to stand in there and deliver the ball. Get it out of your hands really, really quick. That's going to be on Freddie Kitchens. He's got to find plays to get him out of there very, very quickly. Get the ball out of his hands, but he's got to step up. The running, he runs backwards under pressure, and all that does is bring more pressure to him. Now the offensive line can't block. He's got to step up. Stop running to his right. That is so huge. Hopefully we can get back to doing that. Escaping danger. Danger zone. if we can escape danger Westbrook, I almost called him.
No, that was really good. You know your sports.
Yeah, I know. Well, what's his name? You know, Tony Pollard, isn't he the quarterback of the NFC? Well, I don't know. No, he's not the quarterback. Okay. Listen, Russell Wilson is a top level quarterback. You've got to get pressure on him. You've got to make him move. Do the opposite to him that we want to see Baker. Don't let him step up in the pocket. Harass him. We saw Myles Garrett get in there again for another sack yesterday. The defense was still playing good again. I know that they gave up that huge run to Matt Breida for 83 yards.
Breida.
They held him to 116 overall, though. So that
he is a stud.
You know why? Because he's from a D3 school. He's from like a low-tier school.
He's from Georgia Southern.
Yeah, he's from exactly. And
he impressed me at those games, though. And at the time, so I
that's right. I forgot you used to work a lot of those Georgia Southern games. You know those games, so you got to see them a lot firsthand.
And I will admit, at the time, I thought, yeah, he's good, but they're playing Nevada and New Hampshire and
nobody cares university.
Exactly. But no, he really is that good, and he showcased it at Georgia Southern, and he's continuing to do so now.
Also, again, too, our secondary is still ravaged. We were without Greedy, we were without Denzel Ward. We need to start getting these guys back if we can get healthy. Start getting pressure and getting our top flight guys out there on the field. Listen, we can make this. I think that we can play with them. We got embarrassed. Hopefully this doesn't repeat itself. But I think that we can play with Seattle, and it's a must-win game for us. I think that it's a must-win game, and I think that just like we bounced back from the Rams, we're going to bounce back from this one. So let's take a look at it.
Take a look.
Here's the standings. I'm still doing better than the Browns. I'm 3-2.
You're 3-2.
We're inversed. Kevin, I'm taking Seattle.
You're taking Seattle,
I'm gonna take Seattle, man. Listen.
Interesting.
I have to bake this based on my head, not my heart. I want us to win.
Yeah.
I think we can win. But I don't know. I see Seattle coming in here and building on what San Francisco did and trying to fluster us. And I think that if we have a tumultuous week of practice, I think if we start getting really, really down, they can come in. I'm changing it.
You're changing it.
I'm changing my mind. I'm flip-flopping mid-thought.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm flip-flopping mid-thought, Kevin. Because that's going to happen.
No?
None of that's going to happen. We're bouncing back. I'm taking the Browns.
You're taking the Browns.
I'm taking the Browns. Mark it down. We're taking the Browns. Close game, though. No blowouts.
I will say this. Seattle's defense, especially with Sherman gone now, is not what it once was. They're not the Legion of Boom anymore.
No, they're not.
And I think that if your offense can exploit that, then it's going to be all down to your defense.
And the defense...
Is that where you want it to be?
Yeah, I do want it to come down to our defense. Because if it comes down to our defense, I'm happy with that. But listen, now that I've made my prediction and I'm good taking the Browns, as I flip-flopped and I waffled there, I have to give a shout-out to the former co-host, Matthew J. Matthew J, what's up, baby? Listen, he texted me last night, and he bet me. I bet him $50 that the Browns were going to come back in the second half and win that game. And
how drunk were you at that point?
He's absolutely begging me to back out of the bet and rescind it. He said that I could back out if I gave him shout-outs and mentions on the air. So I'm going to mention Matthew J for thank you for talking me off the ledge. He says I'm an idiot. He says I'm a homer, and I bet with my heart, not my head. He's probably right, which is probably what I just did when I was making my call, because I don't know. We'll see. But listen, Matthew J, thank you very much. I'm not giving you your $50. I have suspended my PayPal account. You're not getting your $50, buddy. I love you anyway, though. I wish you were here to enjoy the new studio and be a part of the show. We'll try to get Skyped into you here soon. We're going to get the Skype working, and hopefully all of this starts to come to fruition. We'll get you on, okay? How about that, buddy? That's worth $50, all right? We're going to make you famous on TV. All
internet.
6 people who watch this show are going to know who you are.
It's just the internet.
All right, Kevin, I got to get out of here. It's getting hot in here.
It is warm in here.
We're
We've
gonna have
moved
to
out
work
of
on
your
that.
mother's basement, but this is
in
many ways worse.
We're sweating here. I'm like sweating. My
I'm
glasses
dying.
are fogging
I
up
am
here. All right, we're
roasting.
gonna go ahead. We're gonna wind up getting out of here. Listen, boys and girls, let it go. You just got to get this all out of your head. It's over. Move on to the next week. Check us out on all of our social media. Twitter. Check us out. Follow us on Twitter. I put a lot of cool stuff up on Twitter, man. I'm really proud of my. I'm getting better. I'm proud of my tweets at Real Barking Lot Show. Follow us on
That's
obviously
not what it is, though.
at Real Barking Lot Show.
No.
At Barking Lot Show.
There you go.
I keep saying real because that's what the old
Put
one
the
was.
double box up. So
Yeah,
you can read
I don't
them on
even
the
know my
screen
own.
there. Can you read them now?
Oh yeah,
Is that better?
I took my glasses off because they're steaming up because we're in a sauna. Our new studio is a sauna. Listen, we're working on things. We're still getting there. We're just like the Browns, baby. You know, one step forward, two steps
There you
back.
go.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get there. All right.
We'll get there.
All right, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be back with you next Monday. Promotional consideration. Oh yeah, I forgot. Listen, got my Freddy's Kitchen shirt on, baby. Go buy his stuff. Oh look at Kevin. By the way,
What?
hold on. He won't be mad if we take his logo down for this. Look at what we got. Look at we got Bernie. We got Bernie, Kevin. We got Bernie on the show. Bernie.
I'm gonna bring Bernie Brewer, and we'll put them side by side, so it'll be Bernie and Bernie.
No, that's not happening. Do you see how I completely shifted gears really, really quick? No, that's not
I
happening.
should have probably just not asked and just stuck
Absolutely
him on
not
there.
happening. Listen, we got good luck charms here. I got my Baker glass. I got my Bernie. We're getting it done next week against Seattle, man. At home. Come on. You think I'm really going to take Seattle, Kevin? Are you out of your mind?
I have no
3-3, boys and girls. Thanks for watching. Leave us all kinds of comments. Tell us I suck. Or tell me I suck.
You suck.
Kevin kind of sucks.
You suck.
Kevin's awesome. Thanks for joining. We'll see you guys later.